Welcome to JFix and a new video. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm certainly feeling a lot better myself, and I'm quite excited because while I have been away from making videos for a little while, I have been sent something in the post to have a little look at. So this is something I'm quite excited about, so let's get straight into it. So here we have it. This is the MINTHOUZ outdoor USB wireless magnetic power bank. Now, I've been sent this free of charge. Just in return that I'll unbox it on a video and show you the features. But we can be completely honest about this. They're not paying me to do any review. But this is right up my alley because, as well as learning electronics, my other hobby is actually camping as well. I like to spend time in the woods, doing the bushcraft or out and about on camping trips. So something like this would be ideal because it's quoting here that it's got quite a large battery in it, 54,000 milliamp hours, and also 140 watts. So it should be fairly capable of charging anything like a laptop that you might have with you. So I'm quite excited to dive into this, and as well as that, we've got a dummy load here, so we're going to be able to test some of the quoted figures on here to see if it's accurate. And I've also got a USB tester, so we can test, you know, the protocols and things that it supports as well. So we're going to deep dive into this one, and yeah, have a good look at it. So with that being said, let's unbox it and see what you get in the box. We'll see what we get. Okay, nothing else in there. So we've got two boxes. Let's go for the big one first. Here we go. And here it is, our power bank. We'll have a look at that in a second. Let's just check what we get in the small box. And we got a charger and a USB cable and a quick start guide as well. And looks like some safety information. So I'll tell you straight away, I'm impressed it comes with a charger. So many things nowadays, they don't come with a charger. So the fact that that's included as well, I really like that. So specs on the charger, if we look here, it says we've got various different outputs, and the max we can go to on there is 20 volts at 3.25 amps. So that's a 65 watt charger. And then of course it can do your 5 volt, your 9 volt, your 12 volt or your 15 volt. So actually, as well as charging this up, that's quite a versatile charger. 65 watt as well. Could charge your laptop as well. This is a USB-C to C cable. I'm not sure what PD marker is in the cable, and what charging speed this is capable of, but we could check that. Alright, so let's have a look at the star of the show in more detail. It does come with a little peel on there, and we've got another peel up here. So this top appears to be obviously a wireless charger that you'd place on there. You've got a display on here which we can try. Power button, should we switch it on? Okay, so out of the box it's already come with some charge in it, 55% it looks like. And we've got a USB-C. This one says in and out on there, so I'm guessing that's the one for charging, and this is an output only. And then you've got two USB 2 ports, both of those are outputs. And then on the back of it, we've also got a light as well. So definitely we'll be testing that out. Right, where to start with this? Let's try the wireless charger. Let me get my phone. Oh, there we go, it's charging. I've just noticed it's got the magnet, it's really strong, the magnet is. Right, can you see on there? 11 watt. So it's charging wirelessly at 11 watts on there, but look at that. The phone is almost stuck to it. Yeah, that's impressive, the magnet. Definitely. I like that. So here we go, we're at 8 watts now. Let me just check. What's the 10 watts? Okay, so what's the quoted charging power for this over wireless? Let me check that on the specs. Alright, so I've just checked the specifications, and it says wireless charging power can go basically from 5 watts up to 15 watts on there. So I've seen 11 watts on here as it was charging, but it's kind of settled now. Yeah, it's hovering between 10 and 11 watts. Here you go, 11. So I'm not really sure, because I think my phone is capable of 15 watts, but various different factors. I've also got the case on it as well, so that might affect things. I don't have a way, but I'm sure that that does charge at 15 watts if your phone is capable. Probably as well, the phone has to have the right battery level, has to be below a certain level to be able to charge at the full 15 watts. But yeah, that's working nice, and I really like the magnet on the top, especially if you're in a camping situation. You'd fold that down and you can put that on there and you're not going to knock your phone off. So I do like that. In fact, the handle's quite good as well, because it is quite a weighty device. But the little carrying handle, and you can fold it down. It'd be quite compact in a little bag. So we're at 55% on here at the moment, and I want to try the charging now. Let's just see how quick it charges. So I've got my USB cable here that's connected to my meter, so you'll be able to see in the corner. I don't know how quick this can charge. We can check the specs in a minute as well. Plug it in. 5 volts, 20 volts. Okay, so it's negotiated 20 volts on there. 2.8 amps. Okay, so this is quite a beefy charger. It charges fast, this does. 20 volts at 2.8 amps. Nearly 3 amps. Oh, and okay, it gives you a, on the screen here, let me try and show you. It shows you the input is charging at 57 watts. So yeah, that's quite powerful. Next question then, can it charge and discharge at the same time? Let me just try, we'll try the included cable here. We'll plug that into that USB-C. And let me plug my phone in. We'll plug my phone in, and yes, it's charging at the same time. Oh no, it just went, oh no. Let me just see what's happening. Yeah, I think it's renegotiating now. Yeah, and it's settled down. So the input is still charging at 57 watts, and we've got 14 watts going into the phone as well. So we're charging the unit and charging the phone at the same time. So I like that. The fact is, you can just have one charger with you, and you can still, charge your devices at the same time. And you've got the USBs at the bottom as well that you could also use. And we can see the charges going up. We're already at 56%, so we've gone up 1%. And don't forget, the 1% is quite a lot on this massive battery here, so that is charging quite fast. And going back to the spec sheet on here, I'm just looking at the input voltage. So on USB-C, on the input, it says here it can do 20 volts at 3 amps max. So we're getting, you can still see on the screen in the corner there, look, 2.8 amps on there. So 60 watts is max, and I think we was at 58 watts. Yeah, 58 watts on there. So we're nearly maxing out and charging at the full capability of what this can handle. So that's great. That's with my USB cable though. I would like to try the one that's included in here. Let's see if that's also capable of delivering nearly that 60 watts. So I'll disconnect mine. We won't be able to see the current on the screen, but we can obviously see it on here. So we'll still be able to tell if this works. So let me plug this one in. Okay, so we've got quite a good length on this charger, so I like that. Let's plug it into the input here, and we'll have a look on the screen. Here we go, 10, 26, 41, it's jumping up, 43. As I say, we're not going to be able to see how it's negotiated the voltage on this one, but that isn't charging quite as fast as there, but it's still charging at 43 watts. So I'm assuming it's negotiated at 20 volts on there. 42, 43. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll connect this one up to the amp meter so we can see exactly what's going on. 1 second. Okay, so I've just set it up. So I've got the cable that came included connected into my meter. I've just plugged my phone in for a minute and you can see we're charging fine. We're doing nearly 9 amps at, sorry, 2 amps at 9 volts. So I'll disconnect my phone and let's see how this is going to charge. So we'll be able to see it now on the screen. I'll plug it in. 20 volts, 2.1. So yeah, with this charger that comes included, it's doing 42 watts. We can see in the corner it is negotiating 19 volts, the same as my charger did. And it's drawing about 2.1 amps, which is a little bit lower. My charger can draw about 2.8 amps. So yeah, this unit itself is capable of charging at nearly 60 watts with my charger. But I said there's not much difference in it, but if you really wanted to maximise the charge going into it, maybe the included charger won't quite make it. Although it is a 65 watt charger, so it should be capable of it. But maybe when it reaches a certain percentage as well on the battery, it also goes down. Now it's at 57%, so maybe the rate of charge is slightly lower. Now I want to show you one of the features that this does have, is this big light on here. So if we press the button here, the light, that's going to turn it on, as you can see. In fact, you can't really see because my light's on. I'm going to switch this main light off here so we can look at it properly. Right, okay, I've figured out the lights. I've just been playing around with it a bit, and we've actually got 3 different colours as well that we can choose from. So we've got a warm white, a cool white, and an orange light. So you can see that. I think that was the warm white, that one. I'm just cycling through the brightnesses on here, and you can see how it looks. And then if I hold down the power button as well as the other one, I can switch the colour of the light. So that's the other white. I think that might be the cool white actually. So the first one was the warm white, and then again I can cycle through the cool white. And then if I hold it down one more time, that's the warm white, and here we go, that's the orange. So I don't know how well that picks up on the camera, but that's like an orange light as well. Actually looks quite cool. So yeah, you got a few different features on there. So you could use that as you're walking around if you wanted to carry it, or just really wherever you're camping, I'd have that set up there as a little night light, which is ideal, and your phones are charging at the same time. And I'll assume they do. We can try that as well. The light is on. Let's plug it in. And there you go, yeah. So we've got the orange light, and I've got a phone here charging as well. So yeah, we're drawing 12, 7, 13. Yeah, we're charging up this phone. It's got about 70% in it anyway. So yeah, we can have a night light and charge our phone at the same time. Right, let me get the light switch back on. Right, okay, it's time to have a bit of fun now and test the outputs on this to see if it's going to meet what it says it can. So if we look at the specifications here, the first USB-C on the output can actually go to 28 volts at 5 amps, which it must be 140 watts. So that's quite a lot. It can do the 20 volts at 5 amps as well, but it should be able to do 28 volts at 5 amps. The second USB-C port supposedly only goes up to 12 volts as well. It doesn't look like it has 20 volts on there. So let's test that first of all. So to test it, I've got my FNB FNB58, and on here I can turn PD communication on. So this device itself is going to communicate, and we can check the protocols that it supports. So I'll use a cable. It's important to use the right type of cable. So my cable here is a 240 watt PD, and it also can do 40 gigabits per second USB 4. So Type C in the input, and we're going to go into the output here. So we're connected at 5 volts, and if I cycle through the menus on here, what I'll do is put the longer cable in so I can show you. Right, so I've set the FNB to listen on the PD marker now, just to see what the charger is capable of. So if I plug it in, and ready to test. So we've got PD 3.1, and it's 140 watts it's capable of. And we've got all the Apple, Samsung, Huawei, Qualcomm 2.0 and 3.0 on there. There are some of the weird ones that it doesn't support. I don't know which ones they're for, but we're interested in the PD, this power delivery 3.1, not 3.0, and it's capable of 140 watts, as is quoted in the documentation. So we'll be able to test that now. So to be able to test this under load, we need to connect my load here, but it's going to connect at 5 volts if I just connect it directly. So the FNB is going to come in handy here, because this will actually allow me to trigger the PD communication myself using this. So we're going to be able to negotiate, and we want the 28 volts at 5 amps, the max, to be able to do it. So if I go into here in the fast charge, and then we've got PD triggering. Now it doesn't like it when I'm connected to the computer, so I'll have to disconnect it and connect my USB-C directly. And we'll go to PD triggering, and again it should give us a list of what the device supports. So we'll go down 8, so 28 volts at 5 amps, and we can see here now we're negotiated 28 volts, which is great. Right, we're set up ready to go now. I've got this connected to my load, and also we are connected to the PC. So we can see in the corner we're negotiated 28 volts. Currently I've not got the load drawing any current on there, but we'll increase that in a minute. So this should be able to handle, it said 5 amps, yeah? Let me see if I can get you in a good position. Okay, so we can see that now here, and we'll go for the adjustment here. I've got a course adjustment, so let's put a bit of current in. 3, and we can see there we're drawing 3.6, and we'll have a look, see if the voltage drops, how much it drops. I mean, I'm expecting it should drop about a volt or something from the 28 volts, but as you can see there, it's handling that no problem. This is coming from the unit. Let's increase it to see if we can get the 5 amps, 4.82. Let's go with the fine adjustment now. Oh, we go. We're already there. So yeah, we're drawing the 5 amps on there, exactly as quoted, and we're about 27 volts in there, and we can see that again up in the corner on the USB meter as well to confirm. So that's working perfectly. Should we try and push it a little bit? See if it can handle any more? Just for the fun. 5.5 amps. So we're well above now the specs as we're going up. 5.6. Oh, and there you go. You see that drop down. So it does have a protection on it, and if it gets to a certain amount, it does cut it off altogether. Okay, so we're back now at the 28 volts again, and no lasting damage. Just had to reset it, and yeah, there we go. We're drawing 2.5 amps again. So as I say, if it gets to a certain point, it will cut off as a protection, but it's well and above what's quoted as the 5 amps. So I'm just going to finally test the second USB-C output, because that one said it's not even capable of 20 volts. So let's just have a check on the PD protocols on that one. Okay, so let's plug into the second USB port now. Here we go. And let's go into the fast charge on the FNB, and we'll go PD triggering again. and let's see what this is capable of. We'll have to just reboot the cable. So yeah, in here it's only saying 5 volt and 9 volt, which is strange because I think it should support 15 volts as well. So we can trigger 9 volts. I'm just going to do a detection on the protocols. Yeah, so this one is only PD 3.0. It's not a 3.1 port on there, so that's why. Yeah, so it does say that basically I think it's 12 volts on here, max, not 15 volts. We'll just double check in the triggering. Have to reboot. It's reset. Yeah, 5 volts and 9 volts. For some reason on this second port it's not going to let me trigger the 15 volts on there. But that's fine because it's quite adequate for charging a phone anyway, and you would have to use USB-C C1 for charging laptops and things like that, and then this one would be quite adequate for charging a phone. So yeah, all in all, I'm really impressed with this thing, this MINTHOUZ camping charger. Oh, the light's on. I've just realised that. I wondered why the battery was 26%, because I'd left this actually overnight and the battery had gone down. It had charged the phone full, but this light's been on the whole time. Didn't notice it with the main light on here. So let's switch that back off. And obviously it's still got 26% battery in it as well. It's been on for quite a while now. But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I appreciate being sent it to have a look at, and I've had a bit of fun testing it as well. So that's it for this one. Really like this, but before I go, I just want to give a shout out to the people who have supported my channel, all of the JFix followers. I really appreciate that, and a special mention to the JFix Legends, because this month so far we've got Letcon Row as a new member, so I really appreciate you joining. Thank you very much for becoming the JFix Legend. And we've also got, of course, Gear Anderson, Ed Boss and Lapfix. So thanks guys, I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next video.